Hey nerds! This is the Pretty Nerdz podcast. Let's get into it.
Now point your fingers up to the sky and talk through your nose way up high. Spin and dip and jump and cavort and finish it off with a laugh and snort.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Pretty Nerdz podcast. This is your girl Falan DeAnn.
And this is your girl, Nay.
So how's everything been going?
Pretty good. It's been a couple weeks since we've recorded, so nothing really new on my end, just preparing for the holidays. Got to put together this Thanksgiving meal, whatever I'm going to scrounge up. It'll probably be the same as usual, but I don't know. I might try to throw something special in there this year. I enjoy baking new desserts or trying out new desserts, so maybe I'll try something new. If I wasn't the only one who was drinking or who drinks, then I'd probably try some like new cocktail dish or cocktails or something. But what about yourself?
Same here, preparing for the holidays. I don't know, like now that I have a child, it's like more exciting. At first, I used to be almost like a Scrooge, like of the holidays. But that's pretty much about it. Work, ready for spring. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Girl, say that. Listen, this cold, and it ain't even been super cold, but I'm already over it.
Listen, and I know like I was telling my brother one year we came up to like your area and it was cold as fuck. Like it was cold here, but it was like a bitter cold. I was like, what the hell?
Yep, exactly. That's why you see that I'm in hell. So anywho's, all right, so we got quite a lot of hot topics to get to. So I'm gonna start super light with the kind of frivolous stuff, and then we'll move into the heavy stuff. So in white folks news, Kim K and Pete Davidson are apparently a thing. She has rebounded to Pete Davidson after, I don't know if her and Kanye are officially divorced yet or not, but they are in the process of all of that. Apparently her and Pete Davidson connected, and now they're actually like dating. I'm not super surprised with this because I think she saw how Courtney stepped out of her box and, started dating Travis and is like over the moon joy. And so she was just like, well, let me try something new. I don't think it'll last or it'll go anywhere, but it's a cute little rebound for her, I guess.
Oh, he just looked like Beetlejuice to me.
Listen, he ain't attractive. Like I don't see the attractiveness of it. But again, like if that whole concept of trying something new or just stepping out of your comfort box to refresh your palate was a thing, she definitely doing that.
Yeah, and sometimes it works because I feel like, when you go with your quote unquote type, it can kind of be a little iffy because I feel like all of her dudes fit a type.
Yeah.
No matter, even Blake, even though like he wasn't dark, he still was like a type that like you can see that she went for like the powerful, mega rich, and Pete Davidson. Of course, he's still rich, but definitely different. I don't know.
Yeah. Like I said, I think she saw Courtney and how happy Courtney is, and she was like, yo, listen, I might have to give this whole thing a try. Let me try something different here.
Yeah. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully it works. But I'm like you. I don't see it last. Yeah, but it could be a surprise.
Yeah. I think it's like a rebound.
Yeah.
Getting her some people.
Yeah, you're gonna be like Scott in the middle of Italy, really, man?
I ain't gonna lie, I am kind of waiting for that Kanye meltdown. Man. Also Zendaya, her and Tom Holland, if you guys have seen Spider-Man, y'all know they co-star in that together. There's been rumors about them for years being in a relationship. They have finally confirmed that they are indeed a couple. I hate when like celebrities have to do the whole confirmation thing. I think it's been pretty obvious that they're, in a relationship, especially like this go around. because they've been a little bit more open in terms of, you know, kissing, holding hands, just living life as like young people. I don't think they feel the need anymore to kind of super hide it, which is something I always like to see though. Like I love to see like when young people just get comfortable in their shit and they're like, man, fuck y'all, I'm just gonna live. So I love to see it. They look cute together, they seem happy. So salute to the young folks.
Yeah. I'm definitely here for it. Like when I saw it, I was like, I mean, okay. But
yeah, exactly. They seem happy shit. So, and I like to see that girl happy. She seems happy, and she gets so much shit from folks about her acting, about how she looked. Like, oh, she's too skinny. Oh, she didn't deserve that little fashion award. Blah 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 blah. She too young. She ain't no Rihanna. I'm like, the fuck.
Luxury Law has her in the bag every time. I have not seen anything where I'm like, I mean, it fits her body. It's slender and like she is. It fits. And she's one of the more conscious actress as well. Like she does not take roles that are not meant for her. Like that alone, I salute her. Like if there's supposed to be a dark-skinned Black woman to play that role, she does not take it.
Exactly.
So I salute her for that.
Absolutely. You know, I love me some Zendaya over here. So anywho, now let's kind of get into the mess. Let's start, since this has been going on for quite a while, let's start with Astroworld. As we all know, Astroworld took place, I want to say 2 weekends ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And huge tragedy took place. 10 people now have been confirmed dead. Just all kinds of just madness around that whole catastrophe. I mean, if a festival could go wrong, shit went wrong. Nonetheless, now we are 2 weekends out. We're seeing lawsuits out the kazoo now that Travis Scott, pretty much he has become like the main face of it, in terms of people literally are talking about they hate him. They're wishing death threats on him. People want to see him be buried. You know what I mean? Like the whole. I don't subscribe to the whole idea of cancel culture, so I'm not gonna play. I feel like that's some political shit, so I'm not gonna go as far as calling it cancel culture. I'm just gonna say people want no parts of Travis Scott in terms of that. The lawsuits are piling up. The first one we saw was what, 750 million. The next one is now up to 2 billion. They've somehow thrown Drake in there. Like, I don't listen. It is great. It's a catastrophe all around on everybody's end. But let's talk, like, what are your thoughts in terms of, I guess, the Astroworld period, like the whole thing? Like, who do you feel like the liability is on? Do you feel like Travis is getting kind of railroaded? Does he deserve it? Like, what are your thoughts?
I'm not going to say he holds the entire blame. I think it comes down to the promoters, the security, the organizers of the event, and even the city of Houston, because like just now, like looking at the reports, these people didn't even get the proper permits in the proper time for somebody to review to make sure that, okay, safety should be the top concern. So I definitely think it's enough blame to go around to, like, listen, I guess instead of Travis Scott being the scapegoat, which I know is because he's the big name, I definitely think he should have stopped the show. I know so many people was like, well, Michael Jackson never stopped his show. You have I don't think it's a good comparison, because Michael Jackson's music is different. For one, his crowd was different. So whereas he didn't necessarily have to stop the show because it was, it might have been one person or two people, his team was probably on it. The venue, like if you can't take I think the same thing and say, okay, well, Michael Jackson didn't stop the show. Whereas he had a show that it was in an auditorium. If it fit 20,000 people, it was 20,000 people. Whereas you're in this space and you have 80,000 people. Like, I do think there is some responsibility for him to take there. Is that you, at one point, you should have stopped the show. When you see sirens coming through blazing, like, you should have stopped the show. And it's not like, people like, well, he probably didn't know. He knew from like reports reading. There's like literally, I just feel like if it's too many people and you get people trampling and stamping, hey, cut it, let's roll. You know what I'm saying? Or let's regain control. Let the security regain control. Let us weed people out, get the people out that need to get out. Then you can restart the show. You know what I'm saying? And then take it from there. Again, just looking at the footage where people are down on the ground telling people up top, hey, something is happening. And you get them wild, move. So I just think like, yeah, they deserve to be sued. I feel like you just might as well just get your lawyer and try to draw settlement papers. They definitely deserve to be sued. I don't blame, any of the victims. I've seen people, well, why would you take your 9-year-old child? I'm like, I act like Travis Scott didn't have a whole performance on one of the biggest children's games out there. If it's not the biggest, Fortnite. I don't know if Roblox is bigger, but I'm pretty sure Fortnite probably is. So I'm like, it's not like his whole audience is just 20-year-old ravers. I'm like, so it's a lot. Like, I was, like tripped out about it because I'm like, man, I've been to festivals where we've seen people fall out, but I've also seen where, artists like, hey, somebody up here fall out, and they draw attention to that person, like, hey, they need help. So I'm like, I've not seen where artists just like, hey, they fell out and then they just keep going, or they don't draw attention to that person to make sure that they get aid and stuff like that. I don't know. It's tragic. Like, I can't imagine taking my child somewhere where they want to go and you like, oh, I'm doing this for them, and you not having your child, or, your college age child going to a music festival and that's, the last time. So I wouldn't say I would counsel Travis Scott. I'm not a big fan, but I don't think he deserves to be counseled. I think it was just one of those perfect storm type things. Everything that could have went wrong went wrong. So
And where do you think festivals go from here?
First of all, I think you gotta have space. Like, I don't like the general admission thing because I feel like you don't have a good, like, you can't ensure that it's going to be safe. Because general admission, you can just sell as many tickets as you want to, especially at a music festival. Like, I even think about the festival, like we went to Memphis in May. You don't know, like, oh yeah, I sold 100,000 tickets, but 100,000 people might not want to see, Snoop Dogg. So this, I can see the mindset of, okay, well, 100, even if I sold 100,000 people, everybody don't want to see this one artist if somebody else is playing on the other stage. But I think there needs to be a cap of saying, okay, hypothetically, what if I sold 100,000 tickets and 80,000 of them did come and see this one artist? Is it enough? Do I have enough security? Making sure that people actually get their permits in on time. If you don't get it in on time, it's not granted. I don't feel like that there should have been a rush. I think they were saying like in 2 days to get a permit passed. No, this is a big fucking superstar, a big performer. There's no reason why you should have held on to them permits that long. So I do think it should all be, in place. I do think if you have a couple of people falling out and it's already hot outside, you should stop the show. Even if it's for a 10-minute break, you should definitely stop the show. So that's my take on it. I do see other celebrities now where they are stopping and people like, oh, and now people want to be concerned. Fuck. We've learned a great lesson. So yeah, that's my thing. And maybe even selecting, like, your mind can change, but if you go into this festival to see this person, select that you're going to see this person so I can have an accurate number.
Okay.
Or close to as accurate as possible.
Yeah. I mean, on my end, I definitely like see the tragedy in it. Like, I don't think you can ever, not see how tragic it is that people, like you said, literally just went to a festival, to a show, to to see one of their favorite artists and then didn't walk out of there alive. Like they don't get to see the rest of their days play out. I place Fall, I think I don't know if I feel like Travis should hold as much fault as people are placing on him. Because again, he's a performer. His main job, I feel like, is to come to a show, put on a good show for his fans, and then that's his contract. Come on the show, put on a good show, and then walk off. His contract doesn't state, or his object isn't to be more than what it is. He's not security. He ain't the club promoters. He's not, or the promotion. He ain't Live Nation. He ain't the police department, the fire department, none of that. Because I mean, they were saying that people were jumping the gate, that it was over capacity. Where was the fire department in that? Why wouldn't Houston Fire Department say, "No, you know what? We shutting this down"? They as the fire department, they have the capacity to, as soon as they saw, "Nah, we done. This is shut down. Cut it off." You know what I'm saying? The same with the police department. Nope, this getting out of control. It's over. Shut it down. You know what I mean? I feel like we have to, and also, and I hate to say this, I don't place any, like you said, I don't place any fault on the victims, but I think that we also have to address the fact that you had grown ass adult people who were a part of trampling and killing people. You know what I'm saying? Like, where is the responsibility in that? Don't they hold some onus as well as adults who were in a crowd and, you know what I mean? Like, and just pretty much went for a free for fucking all and was like, I just got to get me out of here and fuck everybody else. Like, where is the festival etiquette? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like from the festivals that we went to or that we've been to, there's kind of like a festival etiquette almost. Like, y'all, as people who go to festivals, it's like this unwritten rule almost. Like, you look out for each other. Like, I remember when we went to, I went to the last festival that they had, Memphis in May, and Cardi B was performing, and like a girl passed out, and like Cardi didn't see that on the stage. She didn't see what was going on, but people in the crowd saw it, and they were like pointing, down to the girl, waving at security to say, "Hey, this girl passed out." And that's how security knew, oh, somebody's down. Let us get over there. They were making space to let people come in. You know what I mean? So like.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some onus too that you have to put on the people, because like you can't just go to the fucking festival and just be like, fuck everybody else. And like, how is it? I think also too is that I was reading somewhere that a lot of people don't know when they go to things like this. What are the rules if some shit break it? If you know what I'm saying? Like, what do you do if something, like, there's no preparedness there? And I think, I mean, it may be in the guidelines, like when you purchase tickets and stuff like that, it may have some information in there about if something happens, what you do. But a lot of us aren't reading the shit either. Like, we have to bear some responsibility as human beings as well. You know what I mean? To be like, when we sign up to go to these things, to be prepared. The same way when you fly, right? You don't expect no shit to happen, but you bear responsibility as a person who's getting on a flight with a pilot. If something happens, you're supposed to know what to do. That's why they have that security little thing with the ladies in the, where they show you the little pack. You know what I'm saying? We all don't read it and stuff like that, but still, you're supposed there. That stuff is in place, and I feel like we have to put some onus on the people in the crowd as well, because some of them were, I mean, yes, there were some children in there, because obviously a 9-year-old boy did die, but there were a lot of grown people in that fucking audience as well. Like, people who, like I said, where was the fucking festival etiquette? I'm sorry. I just don't, from going to festivals, I just don't understand how nobody was like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just, that whole situation just fucks with my mind too, because I'm just like, as grown people, as y'all was trampling on folks. Y'all was.
Did you see the account? Just thinking about of the guy that was like they were trying to help people out and they was pulling them into the VIP section. And there was a lady that was like, "You can't put them here," and he was like, just went off on her, and I was like, "Bro, it's a whole fucking tragedy happening. Does it matter if there's free space right here? Put the people there so they're not further hurt. Like what the hell?"
Yeah.
Like I definitely. But do you remember, like, when we went to Wale and we saw him and we kept being pushed?
Yep.
And we was like, what the fuck? And you knew it was because people kept pushing, trying to push for it. And it was this girl that was next to us, like, or back from us, and she kept trying to push for it. We was like, no, there's no space right here. Like, and you can't.
Exactly. That festival etiquette, though, because we knew, listen, baby girl, it's not gonna happen. I understand you trying to come forward, but there ain't no space up here. Let's not do this. And everybody who was in that space understood that and was like, yeah, for real, there's no space up here.
Right.
Not pushing. Don't you know what I mean? Like
listen.
that's where that's why I'm like, a part of me is saying too, like, I know that because it's a tragedy, we always want to put blame everywhere else, but there has to be some responsibility that's buried on those concert goers as well. Yeah. You know what I mean? Obviously not the victims. We're not saying the people who died went there and was determined to die. We're not saying that. But I'm talking about the people, the hundreds of thousands of people who was literally pushing and trampling on people just like fuck everybody else. I don't know.
And I think it's kind of where we're going as a, like, I'm not gonna say society because I can't speak for other countries, but definitely in America where we have this me individualistic attitude of it's what I want at the moment. And then of course you have people that want to follow that and say, okay, well, if they pushing their way for it, I'm gonna push my way for it. Yep. And it's like, bro, you're already at a concert that's probably reached its capacity 20,000 people ago. If you at the back at this point, shit, you just gotta take it. You at the back. I can imagine, like, if you going to Coachella and you going to see Beyonce, people probably stood up there all fucking day long.
Exactly.
All day. I've been right here since 8:00 this morning. Since the festival opened, I ain't when it did nothing, or if I did, somebody saved my spot. And it is what it is. So if you didn't get there, you didn't get there. And I like, that's a very, very good point. And I just, like I said, they just brought out the example when we went to see Wale. It was like, bro,
yep,
we ain't doing this. You can't, whatever you shuffled your way through back here, the buck stops right here. Baby. And I think it was like a whole lot of us, like 6 or 7 of us, like, you ain't get through here. You can go the other way. Exactly. But you ain't gonna make it this way.
Right. And I also think that we also have to think about, because I saw a lot of people compare, like you said, people were comparing it to like Michael Jackson and this and that. I'm like, that first of all, it's not the same comparison. For one, you can't compare, and there people pulling out all these videos. Oh, Kurt Cobain stopped a show before, or Linkin Park stopped a show before, or Tiana Taylor stopped her show. And I'm just like, first of all, a show in a small ass arena or with seats and stuff like that, that's different than a festival. And that also let me know that there's a lot of people who actually haven't attended a festival who don't understand that that's a whole different type of atmosphere. It's not the same as just going to a regular show or a regular concert. And I'll be completely honest in that I don't feel like you can say to an artist, because like I said, thinking about when we did go to festivals, like that shit is from like, there's the stage, the gates, and that shit goes back. Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Pretty far back. And I'm just like, how is one person up on that stage supposed to see everything that's happening in that big ass space? So, and like I said, that's why I feel like there has to be some people in the crowd too who are like, as concert go, you have to look out for each other. Like, hey, yo, shit's going down over here, you know what I'm saying? Or like this or that. Stop pushing. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is in terms of festivals. I don't know where we go. I definitely think some things are going to change, because I think that you're going to see with this Travis Scott thing, I think you're gonna see a lot of artists, especially big name artists, who are gonna be like, nah, fuck a festival. I ain't doing it.
Or either it ain't gonna be general no more. It's gonna be like a gate for you to get into where they perform as well. Like,
like I just because I'm telling, I just don't see a lot of big name. Nah, I don't want that liability. I don't want that on me. Like, I don't want to have to be crowd control, security. I just want to perform. So I will stick to doing small venues and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really feel like we're gonna start seeing. You won't see I think that you're gonna start seeing a lot of big name artists be like, nah, I don't want to take that risk because y'all gonna be quick to come for me. I think that we're also, I mean, listen, shit, we may get to the space where the whole you see Mark Zuckerberg and his metaverse, we talking about people will be able to attend concerts in like a virtual world and shit. You might get to that shit may happen.
Like, you might as well, because motherfuckers don't be doing it most of the time be out there with their camera phones recording it. I'm like,
and exactly,
it's so fucking annoying to me. It's like how you enjoy the artist with your phone recording, like you can't be in the moment.
Yeah, so I don't know what the answer is, and I don't pretend to know. I feel like the grieving families deserve whatever they can get from it. I definitely think there will be some settlements. I think that all the people who are assuming that they're gonna get this big cash windfall, y'all not gonna get a big cash windfall, especially just knowing how these big corporations and shit work. There'll probably be a lump sum settlement that goes out, and you may get a couple dollars off of it. I'm just gonna be honest. Y'all may get a couple dollars out of it, but I guarantee you probably the general biggest settlements will go out to the people who actually passed away.
Yeah.
And then
the rest is just gonna be divvied out. You might get
$20
the value of your ticket back.
Maybe. Exactly.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But I can't say that I want to see like Travis Scott, like, because a lot of people are saying they want to see Travis like never work again, be broke again, go back to. I'm just like, I don't wish shit like that on people. Like, I'm sorry. I feel like it's enough to have to carry on your spirit that people die just to see you. Like, I don't wish negative shit like that on people. You know what I mean? Like, that don't sit right in my spirit.
I'm not gonna go there. Like, I don't even think he should be counseled. Like I said, just probably like just better precaution. And I know one of the biggest things that they gonna use against him, which we see, of course, with civil court, they don't have the great burden to like produce all of this evidence. It's just your past concerts. Like, yeah, so that's what, just go ahead, settle, get it. And I mean, just going forward, maybe just having, better policies in place. But I think most of the onus of this goes on the promoters, because you saw what was happening. Now, Travis may have not seen, but you saw what the fuck was happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Security, you saw what was happening. Exactly. So stop it. Like, listen, Travis on the mic, stop the show until we can get some crowd control. Stop it.
Exactly. That's what I don't understand, why nobody has asked a question. Why Live Nation, you have all these feeds going, you see all this going on. You see more than Travis is seeing. Why wasn't someone in Travis here from Live Nation like, yo, shit's got real. We got to stop the show. Like, they have yet to tell us why, what's Live Nation's response to that? Y'all were the ones holding this festival. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all should have had people in y'all ear, security, whatever, people telling y'all shit going down. Why wasn't somebody from Live Nation as the person like who can call the shots? Like, oh shit, we hearing from security, we hearing shit's going down, we seeing on the feed shit's going down. Pull the plug, turn the mic off, shut it down. Like, again, that onus shouldn't have been on Travis, because again, if people are saying, well, there was an ambulance coming, that ambulance was back there. Like, if that's 50,000, you know what I'm saying? If there's 50,000 or 60,000 people that's in the back, how the fuck is he supposed to see that? You know what I'm saying? That's where you have these spotters, these people who are from Live Nation and shit like that, to like, oh shit, there's shit going on back here, shit's getting real. Cut Travis's mic, or let somebody let Travis know what the fuck is going on.
And I mean, but you still run the show, so it's listen, shut it down.
Thank
And
you.
there is literally and that's what I understand as well. Like when you buy tickets from like Ticketmaster and stuff, it tells you, like, listen, if something happens like this or blah, blah, we have the right to
Shut it down.
terminate it. Like, so that's what I'm trying to figure. I'm like, you had all the rights to terminate and still not give people their money back. Like, so it can't even be, I don't even think that, like, it ain't even a money grab thing at that point. So what were you thinking?
Yeah, I don't know. Whole mess, a whole mess. Anyway, prayers to the families, the people who were hurt. Hopefully, they get some mental health
Yeah.
help. Any people who are gonna suffer from PTSD from that. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know where we go from here, what happens, but I guess we just have to wait and see. More tragedy. And this tragedy obviously hits close to home for us because we are Tennessee girls. Young Dolph, he was murdered in Memphis. I want to say 2 days ago. Was it yes? No, yeah, 2 days ago. He was murdered in Memphis at his favorite cookie spot. If you've been to Memphis, then you probably all know the cookie spot he was at. Sad
Like
shit.
you do.
Sad shit all around. Like, good dude, family man, loved his kids, good father. Like, shit fucks with you, man. It's some shit you hate to see. And that was one of those things that you hate to see. Out of the tragedy, we've seen some shit with Soldier Boy being completely insensitive to the situation. We've also seen some people calling out the cookie spot because they put like a GoFundMe up to help to reopen the business and to hire some security or whatnot. People have been going at them saying it was insensitive, saying that they're trying to profit off of Young Dolph's death. I don't know. Like, I don't necessarily think that they're trying to profit off his death. I honestly think they're just trying to have some security because shit, somebody was shot at their restaurant, and then literally when people was out there putting flowers the next day or having like a little memorial, some more people got to shooting. Like, I don't know. But what are your thoughts?
So when I like literally, I was driving and I just like clicked Instagram and that was the first thing that popped up and I was like, so, and it like, I don't know. I called my brother because I'm like, am I tripping? He was like, mine. No, he like, mine. I'm sick to my stomach. Because I was like, maybe it's so much loss that's just been happening just with, gun violence in Memphis and then, COVID that I'm just like, what the fuck? Like it really like real life like touched me. Like I like just seeing on the news where people were around and they were pulling his car off, on the express. Like they just like I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna break down in tears. I'm not gonna break down in tears. Didn't know him, only knew his music. I only actually seen him live in concert one time. But like I said, just like he all around a good dude. Like always gave back, always there. Like I ain't never heard him with people like you can't take no picture with him. Like everybody like, oh, he'll take a picture with you. Like you can ask him, he'll do it. So yeah, I think this is real life, like on hurt the community. And I think it's one of those things where, and I was watching an interview where they was talking with Floyd Mayweather said he wasn't coming back to his hood. And I feel like that. I'm like, when you make it, I know a lot of people like, I want to be real. I don't want them to think that I made it and I'm better than them. It depends on where you from. Because
Right.
Memphis, I can't say that I would, if I was known and I made it, that I would come back here. Now, I would probably be like, yeah, I'm going to help. I'm going to reach back. I'm going to do whatever I can do. But I ain't coming back like this. I'm not. I'm not coming. Like, listen, I buy your cookies, send them to me. But he was going up there getting hot, fresh cookies out of the oven. They making it for him, just to be like supportive. And the
Right.
video that he made, which I'm pretty sure it was to advertise, Makita's just opened back up from burglaries. So when people saying like, oh, a GoFundMe, it was people literally asking, how can we help? How can we help a small Black business not go under, not have to close this location?
Right.
Just not to feel this as much as possible because they had employees, they were there. That's PTSD as well. Like, okay, every time somebody come in or something like this, what's gonna happen? And now you also have to think, now my store is gonna be a memorial spot. So just like how people go to Nip store every, when they ain't comfortable, like I want to, see the store or whatever. So I do think, of course, they're going to need security. They're probably going to need more staff because again, that's still going to draw more business as well. Because people are like, well, since I'm here, I'm going to get cookies.
Right.
Or Dolph special or whatever. Give me 3 chocolate chip cookies and a scoop of ice cream. I wasn't really messed up with them about the GoFundMe because I'm literally caring and seeing people like, how can I help?
Help. Right.
And even the business owner was like, they did the GoFundMe account. They did the GoFundMe account because, of course, in Losers Paradise, scammers had made unofficial GoFundMes. So it's official. We know this is where you give. A local pastor here decided to just take upon themselves and say, I'll run it. And that's exactly what happened. I know people were talking about, well, why is the amount so high? I'm like, I know this is a whole business that has distribution deals all across the city. I can't say about nowhere, but everywhere from South Memphis to the suburbs, the inner city to the suburbs, you can go in gas stations, you can go into big grocery stores.
Right.
And buy these cookies.
That's
so
true.
If they have a location that's closed, it bakes. How I gotta keep up.
Yeah.
Business not going to stop and actually it's going to pick up. Because again, people are like, how can we help? Okay, I'm gonna order a case of cookies. They need somewhere to bake them.
Yeah. I agree.
So it's just stuff like
I hate that people who ain't from the city, who don't really know, just was attacking the business. That really just sat heavy on my heart because I just was like, y'all ain't from there, so y'all don't really understand the significance or what that business is in that art. You know what I'm saying? In the city, so it's just like it just bothered me.
That's what it is. Like, but you know what? It ain't even from outside the city. You got people like just read the statuses on Facebook and Insta. Well, why so soon after his death? I'm like, y'all know scammers don't wait 2 and 3 weeks to be like, you know what? Now I'm gonna go set. They opening up GoFundMe accounts while everybody emotions high and trying to help. So the GoFundMe was definitely needed because then what's gonna happen in 3-4 months when you like, oh, I donated. They're like, we ain't have no GoFundMe account. Well, who I give my money to? I don't know.
Exactly.
I have no idea where your money went. So this is somewhere official that you can give where it's like, well, hey, I don't want the cookies, but I do want to help them out. So I mean, I don't know. I wish them the best. I know that's a lot. I mean, he died inside the store. And then just thinking about y'all shot out the whole window to my store, the whole part. It's a crime scene. Yeah. Like it would be weeks before their store opened back up. And they were closed during the pandemic. And then now, you know how hard it is to get glass? I need a new windshield. They had to wait weeks for that glass to come in.
Oh man, shit.
Because they was like, it's on back order. And then the other places, of course, that did have the glass. Oh, we want $480. $400 for a windshield? No. I'll wait. I can still see through it and all that. So I'm like, just imagine that you got to replace the whole front part of your store. You got to get the glass and then labor.
Exactly.
You still want to pay your employees wages because it wasn't their fault that this happened. Right. But I don't want them to be out of work like it.
Because they were out of money. Out of work from the pandemic.
Right. But I mean, it's a lot. And I'm like, $150 probably would really cover all that they lost, but whatever. Because you still got to pay MLW. And I don't know if, I'm pretty sure somebody listens out, but let me tell you, they want their cash.
And they don't give a fuck.
Right. Cut your shit off. So there's like stuff like that. And just moving on to Soulja Boy, like, bruh, just be quiet. Like, I feel like this is a classic example of, and I hate the word clout chaser, but this is a classic example of chasing clout. Like, and what you could have, just like other artists, Bootsy is not even close to my favorite. Hey, I'm pushing my album back. Even if he had, already people like, well, the song that he dropped was already on YouTube. Okay, well then, if it's been on YouTube for a month, you could have waited to do your, I guess, promo for another week. It's already been out for a month.
Yeah.
So it's just stuff like,
he just can't read the room. Just can't read the fucking room.
And then they cocaine. And then when he was like, y'all took me off the Memphis show, y'all, but you don't want to be in Memphis right now. And Memphis don't want you in Memphis right now because there is no way them people are gonna be able to protect you. And the police don't need that right now with everything else that's going on. Because the first time somebody figured Soulja Boy in the mouth, they won't at your head. And you didn't do it. So why would you even want to put it? You say you got paid for the show, well, let it go.
Facts.
And my fans want to see me, sir. I can bet you 100%. You probably had a good 100 people at the whole crowd. And I ain't even gonna say wanted to see you. They just like, he gonna be there.
Yep.
But no one bought that ticket specifically
for Soulja Boy.
Soulja Boy. No one.
Oh Jesus. Oh man, but prayers and condolences obviously to his family, his babies. Like, I just, again, a good dude. He was good to the city. Like, it just make you sad. All right, so from one tragedy to the next, and I'm gonna call this a tragedy because it was definitely a I guess not a tragedy, probably a travesty of justice. Maybe that's the better word. So Kyle Rittenhouse, he was on trial in Wisconsin for the murder of 2 individuals and the attempted murder of another. He was acquitted of all charges, so he didn't get no jail time. Apparently, the jury bought his whole fake cry, self-defense shit. Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised. I won't sit here and lie and say that I'm surprised because, again, this is America and he's a white kid. I'm not even going to call him a kid. He's a white man in America. And so, yeah, I'm not super surprised about it. I'm not going to say that I'm surprised at all. I mean, we literally watched George Zimmerman, who isn't even a full white man, murder a 17-year-old child in Trayvon Martin and still walk away on that bullshit. So I'm not surprised that Kyle Rittenhouse got off. I will say that what irritates me a lot is I'm at this point, I'm so fed up with just hearing people say, well, don't worry about it. Karma gonna come back, blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't want to hear that. When stuff like this, like, save that shit. Like, I don't want to hear that shit because I just feel like as Black folks, we always gotta wait on karma. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shouldn't have to be the answer for the inadequacies of our fucking justice system. Because we all know if that was a Black kid, it wouldn't even have been a matter of did he do it or not. It would have been a matter
Mama would have been in jail.
Are we gonna put him to death or not? That would have been what that trial would have been about. So it just pisses me off. And like I said, I'm just so tired of hearing the excuses, hearing the, oh, well, karma gonna get him or street justice. Fuck all that. Because none of that shit happens. He gonna be another little white kid who just, shit, I'll be surprised if he don't end up being a fucking senator at this point. So who knows?
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm definitely, I wasn't surprised, especially with how the trial was going. One surprise it would have actually shocked me more if he would have been found guilty on even one of the counts. I mean, I definitely there with you where it's like, I want to see karma instant. I'm sorry. I don't care, whatever, however mean that sounds. I want it to be instant and swift. I do think he has a long, hard road ahead of him, though. And the reason why I say that is because he wants to go into medicine. Ain't nobody finna hire him. Ain't nobody. He gonna need racist white people to donate to him forever.
But he don't even have to do that, because didn't you just see the little senator said that he's gonna let him, if he wants to be, he can be his intern.
And I mean, I feel like he's going to be in those minimum. That's why I said a long, hard road, because ain't no big corporation going to take that liability. You literally going to have to depend on racist white people for the rest of your life.
I mean,
like,
that's pretty lucrative business.
Yeah, I mean, because they did give him his defense, but it's, I mean, you just, because, I mean, being honest with George Zimmerman, hate him to the core, don't even hate, but him, that's one person that I hate to the core. But he's scum. And he has, like, I want him to die. But he's also in fucking hell. But the only thing with Cal, what I feel like is, and I could be wrong, but I feel like he's going to kill again. Because he has gotten off with not even a slap on the wrist, just gotten off free. And he thinks like, oh, I'm vindicated, or that was the right thing. And that was not the right thing to do. Y'all know that it was not the right thing to do. If a Black mother, any other type of mother would have taken their child across state lines with a weapon to protect property, they would have even got on there and be like, I ain't want you to protect TJ Maxx. What you have there for, blah, blah. They would have, both of them would have been on trial. The mother would have been on trial for felony murder, and he would have been on trial. The child would have been on trial for murder as well. Because you aided and abetted a murder, a crime. No one actually protect any of those businesses out there. And then they getting on TV like, oh, well, he's happy, and being accepted into Arizona State was the happiest thing in his life, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever. But I definitely think this comes with those consequences of if you don't catch it now, it's going to happen again. Yeah. And then that's when people head gonna roll and be like, well, why did that happen? You let him off free the first time. What do you mean, how did it happen? I also think that he has a target on his back. It ain't no other protest he's gonna be able to show up to without being in fucking combat.
Yeah.
And when I say I mean fire combat.
That's my biggest fear, though, is like protests going forward from here. Like, I feel like, because we obviously want to continue to see people protest, and but I don't know if I can actively now encourage folks who look like us to go out to these protests, because now they have set a precedent that if some white man, some white woman, whatever, feels like they want to play judge, jury, and executioner, that they have every right to come to said protest and shoot that shit up. And like, I don't know if I don't know if I want that on my spirit, to encourage people to go out there and be like, you know what I'm saying, risk your lives, risk your baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. How do we go forward? Because like I said, the precedent is set now.
Yeah. I definitely think if on the opposing side, if they exercise their Second Amendment rights, guess what? You need to exercise the same Second Amendment right. All that peaceful protest and we blah. Because they have shown, I mean, we've seen in history time and time again, they have no, let me see, no desire to be peaceful, ever. Throughout history, from when they made it here to now, no desire to ever be peaceful. So I think we have to take it and take it as face value. You know, people like, well, no, it's not gonna go. Yeah, it's actually gonna go like that. They're actually the decrepit people. So take it as face value, and you arm yourself if you're gonna go out there.
But can we even do that though? Because I mean, people talk about the Second Amendment right, but does that apply to us for real? Like, do you have faith in that? Because I don't have faith in that.
No, I don't. But as far as those protesters, I guess you can say, the ones that were like, oh, we're going to build a circle around Black people. So if you're going to build the whole circle, you're going to be the protector, then arm yourself.
Okay, yeah, I see what you know.
Yeah, that's my, because I feel like, of course, with Black people, the first time they see, oh, it's a whole slew of Black people, they're armed, the fucking National Guard is going to be called.
Right.
But these your people. So arm yourself. Fight the fight. If you're going to do it, just go ahead and do it. Because I feel like Like just seeing on the video. What the fuck you in the courtroom crying out for when you was out there with that rifle? You was big, bold, and bad. You knew what you was going out there to do.
Facts.
Because had you stayed your ass at home where you supposed to have been, you wouldn't even been out there in a position to be like, oh, I had to defend myself. You were out there shooting at people.
Right.
TJ Maxx, Walgreens, CVS, no one called Kyle to come and protect their shit. And let's just be honest, when people talk about big corporations, they told it, them people don't give a fuck about that. They got $100,000 worth of damage and they're gonna file a claim for $1 million. They don't care.
They don't give two fucks, not at all. And probably throw up another one right there in its place.
Right. And then gonna call a savage company to come and get shit that they can't sell and gonna put it and write it on their insurance for full price.
Yep.
They gonna get paid twice for the same shit.
I don't know.
And y'all out here, well, this the community. The community has always and will always be the fucking people. So if the people are hurting, the community is hurt.
There it is. That's true. That's true. I don't know. It's just it's a world we live in. That's all I can say. It is a world that we fucking live in. Cause it's been a tough week. And that's why I just was like, man, mental health check on all the folks, man. Because shit. Too much shit been going on. Too much shit has been going on. Too much.
The only thing I gotta say is in the Ahmaud Arbery case, they better be guilty. That's all I got.
Listen, they don't have that one. That one, whoo, baby. They better come back with a guilty verdict because shit gonna go down. I can already sense that. It's been too much. It's been too much. And then that little defense attorney been egging that shit on. How the fuck in there talking about these black pastors? We don't need no more here. The fuck? Are you kidding me right now? Show all race. His mom is intimidating the jury by crying. The fuck you mean she intimidated? She just had to see pictures of her dead fucking child that nobody even tried to fucking help. The fucking police officer just sat and watched her child bleed the fuck out. The fuck you mean? Like, I don't know.
And no more. We don't need no more black preachers. I don't give every black preacher that was available should have came and said in that motherfucker.
Absolutely.
Every one of them. Okay, well, since you don't want it, let me go. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna sit in there. Ain't nobody intimidating no fucking jury. Be like, bro, these men literally chased this man down. He had no weapon, wasn't even the person that broke into the house before. And again, over and over again, this man didn't ask you to protect his property. He didn't ask you to do that. You took it upon yourself to do that. And then now when it comes time for the consequences, it's, well, he didn't verbally or he didn't physically threaten me. So how else would you? He didn't verbally threaten you. And whatever he said after you were chasing after him, you deserved it. They're just like when Zimmerman was talking about, well, Trayvon was hitting me. Bitch, you just chased down this child
with a fucking gun.
Right. And because you got your ass whooped, you decided to kill him. And I was telling my mama and I told my, like, it kills me. All these videos that we see of just like regular, racial aggressions or whatever, transgressions, is they will literally commit a crime trying to quote unquote stop a crime. Like, and be committing felonies. Y'all be committing kidnapping because you don't want somebody to leave a parking spot. Damn, it's kidnapping. You can't hold me here. You can't hold nobody here.
Listen, committing all kind of fucking felonies with no type of nothing. It just boggled my mind, like when I saw, like, not to even go back to the whole Kyle thing, but when I saw all the black people, because you remember when the judge, the one charge that people thought he was at least going to get was the one for the gun, and where you saw the judge throw it out, and like you literally just saw a barrage of black men and women who were like, man, when I was 16, 17, I got caught with a gun and got sentenced for 2 to 3 years. Just for, you know what I'm saying? Or I was in the vicinity of a gun, got 2 to 3. Like, we don't get that type of, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the shit that irks me. when people say that the justice system works and it's fair, not for us.
Listen.
It works and it's fair for the people it was established for, white people. For the rest of us, anybody who is not white, who does not look like justice, does not serve us. Police don't fucking serve us. Like, they don't, like, the whole system is just...
Did you see the case? This is kind of off of how it goes into play about the justice system. The man that sexually assaulted the 4 teenagers, and the judge said it wouldn't be fair that he goes to jail. What?
Listen.
And one of the victims was like, if you let him out, he's going to do it again. I'm pretty sure Ford won all of his victims.
Exactly. The whole thing boggles my mind. And this is, since we are here, I forgot, because we haven't been on for a while, so we didn't get to mention Julius Jones, I believe his last name is, who they just granted him a stay. He was scheduled to be executed in Oklahoma. He was granted a stay, so he will not be executed, but the fucking governor instead sentenced him to life without the opportunity of parole, pretty much going against everything that his own state parole board said, which was that a miscarriage of justice and that he should not be in jail at all because he is innocent. If you know the facts of the case, and you know he has a solid alibi of him not being there. The person who actually committed the murder confessed, yet an innocent man was literally hours away from being executed and has spent over 20 years in a prison cell for a crime that he did not commit, and will continue, if the governor in that state has its way, will continue to sit in the jail for the rest of his life. Disgusting. I don't know.
I haven't read even the effects of it. Like, that's just how warped my head been from all this shit that I'm like, and I know it takes, research and stuff, but I don't like this shit of waiting until 11:50 and they set to be executed at midnight. Like, it's just something to me that's just so cruel and callous about it. So I'm saying, like, I know I can't explain it because I know it's like, oh, please look at this. So I'm like, you ain't had all day where you could have been like, you know what? This take precedent because it's somebody's life. I'm not gonna wait until the last minute
to do
before it. Like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
It's just something about that that's just fucked up to me. I don't like it.
And the sad part is, like, the spirit of Black folks, and that he even said, because they give you like a couple hours before you're sentenced to death, they give you like a drug, an anxiety drug that's supposed to keep you from, once you're in there and they're you know what I mean, pretty much having a panic attack and all of that stuff like this, so that the execution, when they execute you, can go as seamless as they want it. Like, to hear him say, I don't need that, I refuse it because my conscience is clear, because I know I didn't commit this crime. Just that in itself, it just, I don't know. There's just so much about our justice system that fucks with my spirit. There's so much about this country that fucks with my spirit. Like, I don't know. It's just been a lot this week.
I'm still like, when is the reckoning gonna come for this motherfucker? I know I'm here and I'm still like, I'm over this shit.
Look, I've said it once, I said it twice, and I meant that shit. The moment they say they taking motherfuckers to Mars, I'm volunteering and saying, leave the rest of y'all motherfuckers here. I'm
hoping that they all go and then just be like, leave us here so we can chill. Bye. Shit.
I don't want to be
on Bezos round their ass up and you can go. Elon Musk can all goodbye.
Don't want to be on the same planet with y'all motherfuckers.
No, but then if it's already people there, you're gonna be a colonizer. So it's like, I don't want that on my spirit.
Listen, I come in peace. I come in peace. I just want to fit into y'all society because I'm sick of this shit.
Be like, listen, I ain't like them. I'm vaccinated. I ain't got. Listen,
I'm not trying to take over nothing.
Right.
I'm just trying to incorporate y'all shit that y'all got going on. Because I know for a fact y'all see the shit they doing down there. I don't want no parts of that shit.
Right. I know y'all up here looking at y'all news like, look at this shit that they do. Like, this is just
Exactly.
ridiculous.
Listen, I be telling the aliens, look, if y'all gonna take some people, man, I volunteer. I volunteer as tribute, man. I'm just saying. All that aside, we got one more hot topic to go. Whew. All right, this one is it's not, obviously there's no death involved, but it's just as fucking crazy. DaBaby and Danny Lee. Listen, I don't even fucking know what happened. All I know is I hopped on Instagram and I just saw shit went crazy. Apparently she was staying with him with her newborn baby, and he attempted to put her out in the streets. Like, she didn't have no family, nobody there with her. It was just her and her child. He called the police on her. She's been charged with like a simple assault or some shit. I don't know. But nonetheless, they were on Instagram going back and forth in the same house, recording videos on Instagram Live, going back and forth. He calling her a side piece. She saying, no, nigga, that was never that. Dropping receipts on his ass. Then his baby mama decides she want to chime in to the circus. Like, child, what are your thoughts on that whole thing?
It's like both of them deserve each other. Like, just ridiculous. The only person that I really felt bad about was the baby. And when I say the baby, I mean the actual little baby. Not the PT Cruiser head baby. But just for her sitting there feeding the baby and you arguing, like, don't do that. I definitely think he was gaslighting her. He was definitely trying to get a rise out of her, because it's like, if she feeding the baby, I ain't saying nothing, just be quiet. I don't know. I just, like I said, I ain't really feel like a big way about it, because I'm like, you the yellow bone pig that he wanted, and you got him, he got you. I do think he lied when he was talking about a glorified side chick. Nigga, that wasn't no that. That was your girl. I know glorified side chick, you've been on the internet talking about, I love you, and you kissing all in her mouth. Nigga, that ain't side chick behavior. That was your girlfriend.
Yeah.
I definitely, the baby mama should have stayed out of it. And the reason why I say that is because you pregnant by him again, knowing that he got her pregnant, and he let her disrespect you in the open.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you went and got another baby by him, and he's sleeping with her unprotected. Like, it's just too much going on. You should have just set that one out.
Exactly.
Just sit it out and just call it a day. But other than that, I mean, I wish her the best, and hopefully she stay away from him for the long term, and she just, raise her child. I do think personally, just given his attitude and his mannerisms, people like, well, why she didn't leave? I do think he one of those people that was like, excuse my language, bitch, you can leave, but leave my baby here. Nigga, I'm not leaving my 3-month-old here with you.
Yeah.
Like, he give me those vibes. But like I said, other than that, I just wish them both the best. Far as the baby, the little baby, and Danny Lee. But I mean, and the baby mama, I hope she gets some fucking sense about herself, because baby girl. People like, well, Mimi tried to tell her, yeah, because she'd have been through the same shit with him before. And he's still fucking embarrassing her. You got a baby by a dude that's trash. Like, I used to like him before I figured out, I'm like, this nigga is trash.
Trash. Okay, listen, I ain't fucked with him since he hit that black girl in the face. Like, that was enough for me. Like, that's what I don't understand about folks. Like, y'all will give certain folks passes and passes and passes. When he hit that black girl in the face, that was a fucking enough for me. Like, I didn't need to see nothing else from that nigga to be like, oh no, I don't fuck with this nigga. I'm not finna listen to this nigga's music. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah. As far as the whole thing with Danny Lee, I feel like she kind of knew what she signed up for. Like, she knew who she was dealing with. The baby mom, I'm with you. She should have sat that shit out, because he ain't been doing shit but embarrassing you from day one, sis. Since we found out who the baby was, all we've been seeing him do is embarrass the fuck out of you. I would never get on the internet and be proud of that shit. Like, how you calling her a side chick? Because essentially, baby, y'all in the same position. If she a side chick, then shit, you are too.
Listen.
Ain't either one of y'all the main chick.
Right.
Like, y'all in the same fucking boat together. Having a baby with a nigga that can give two fucks about you or her. And he didn't show both of y'all that. So I don't know. I'm with you though. Like, the only person I feel sad for is the child. The rest of y'all grown ass adults, get your shit together and stop bringing that shit to Instagram. Okay? Period.
And even when he just to point out when he was like, her parents disowned her, I'm like, nah, her parents knew what the fuck you was and was like, leave him the fuck alone.
Facts.
Like, they ain't want to fuck with you and they ain't want her fucking with you. So it's like, I'm just gonna stay out of it and let you deal with it.
Yeah.
You're like, motherfuckers be seeing shit, they ain't no fool.
Facts.
Like, I ain't even like how he drags her family drama into whatever that girl got going on with her family, whatever drama that is. That's between her and her family. I'm pretty sure you don't get along with everybody in your family always. Why would you do that? Like, it was just straight up bitch nigga vibes for me. And even, like I said, she not my favorite. Especially with her just dropping that nigga word, like girl, you ain't black.
Come on with it, man.
You are not black. So that word you need to cross out your vocabulary. But just like I said, it didn't settle well in my spirit. Like, why you doing this? And I'm like, but of course you know why you doing. Like, you did it to fucking embarrass her. But I feel like it showed that you a bitch ass nigga. Like,
yeah, absolutely.
Flat out.
Luckily.
You bought us some shit that didn't even matter in the grand scheme of things, and then you want your baby mom to get out with your baby. Like, I don't like how women be like, well, why she just didn't leave? And go work. Yeah, you can say all day, well, go get a hotel. Y'all know it's still COVID going on. A lot of hotels don't give out baby beds anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't really want my baby in that baby bed because it's COVID going out. I don't really want to get out with my baby late at night at a place that I don't know. Like, it's just so many things that I'm like, do y'all realize, sit here and think, like, if he was really fucked up about her being there, it's like, you know what?
He could have left.
Right. He could have just left, like, no, I'm gonna go get a room for a night. And then that way when I come back tomorrow, you can be gone. Yeah. I ain't like that.
Complete mess. A complete mess. Nonetheless, as you said, well, we wish the child well. We wish Danny Lee well. She seemed like hopefully she they said that she got out of there and she's back in her own little space or whatnot. So hopefully she learned something from this. That's all you can say. Hopefully she learned something from it and just take care of her fucking child and do what she gotta do. And that's that, you know?
Yeah.
So that is it for us in Hot Topics this week. Let's go ahead and jump into the relationship portion of the show.
Alrighty. So this was a conversation that I saw on The Real. They asked, do women also have placeholders? For people that don't know what a placeholder is, it's basically a person in a spot, takes their emotional, I guess, role on in a relationship, or a lot of men do it with their girl best friends. So it's like, do women also do that? So what do you think?
I think some women do it. I do think that women have placeholders, like they have people in their life that they just I'm even going beyond friendship. I'm talking relationship wise, who they just settle for until they find whatever it is they feel like they're looking for is better or is in aligns with what they want. Like, we see it. I feel like I see that shit all the fucking time. Like, a lot of women do that shit. Like, well, he isn't exactly what I want, but I'm lonely, or I want to be a mom, or society told me I'm 30, so I should be married, or this, that. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like we see a lot of that shit. So I definitely think women have placeholders. What about you?
Definitely. I am guilty of having placeholders. I know it's a bad thing and you're wasting people's time, but I feel like that's the game that you play with dating. It's like, well, not so much as the game, but the risk that you take with dating is that you might be a placeholder. I don't think it's necessarily anything wrong with being a placeholder, especially if it's like, listen, marriage. Like, I feel like if a marriage conversation comes like, we ain't there yet. I don't view you like that, or something like that, or let me go ahead and exclude myself from the picture. But yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Like you said, like we'll have a dude to be like, oh, he might have to eat dude, or he'll come over and fix my tire, and I feel comfortable. He can spend the night and stuff like that. I had this drinking dude that I can go out and drink with and chill. Or my sex buddy, and they don't necessarily all.
Yeah. Most definitely. I do say the only thing I say about that, that I caution is that like with placeholders is just let it be that and be upfront with your shit. Like I don't like when people have those placeholders and they not upfront about it. Like you're literally stringing people along for years upon years upon years, making them think it's more than what it is. Now that shit, that's a whole nother level of fuckery. Like don't do people like that. Don't have somebody sitting in, you know what I'm saying? Like them girls who be sitting in them relationships for like 10, 15 years. And then literally after 10 or 15 years waiting on you, you bounce on them, and 6 months later you married and expecting a baby, and they like looking like, what the fuck? I just wasted 10, 50. Like you should have told baby girl, like, so the real is that you're not what I want, like you're not what but I'm with you at this time because I haven't got to the status that I think will get the woman that I want, type of woman that I want. So but be upfront about that shit. Now, if she willing to sit through all that for all them years, then that's on her. But at least be honest about that shit. Don't have somebody sitting for like 10, 15 years. That's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Whew.
And I think we see that phenomenon with like girl best friends when dudes like, oh yeah, this is my woman best friend. And then when you come along as the, his woman or wife or girlfriend, and you like, why the fuck is she at?
Crazy.
Like this. Like, oh, because a lot of times men take care of women best friends, and she be a placeholder. She cook for him. She clean for him. She help him make appointments. She might travel and go to Thanksgiving dinner with the family. So she think whenever he is ready, he's me. And then he go and get a girlfriend and like, oh no, it's actually her. And they don't know how to do it. Like, yeah. But it's like you said, it's just like I'm guilty of it. So it goes twice. That's just me. Question is worse, a broke man or a cheap man?
Oh shit, both. I don't even know how you choose between, because both of them are terrible. Like if you think about like a cheap man, you can't really do shit with because he cheap. So he gonna be trying to count the bill before y'all even experience anything. Like y'all can't do shit. Y'all not gonna be you want to go to the movies and well, I mean, we can't go to both because it add up, it costs this and that and that and that.
I ain't got no
You know what, nigga? I'm just gonna go by myself. Like I don't even need you to go with me. Like, you know what? I'm gonna go sit at a movie by myself and go after that, go grab me a good ass meal. And don't ask me to bring you nothing, because no, I'm not. You know what I mean? So like your cheap nigga, you can't do nothing with. And then a broke one, you can't do nothing with. Cause he ain't got no coins. So it's like, what y'all gonna do? You know what I mean? Like, where y'all gonna, I mean, unless maybe he's super, super creative. Like if he's a creative dude and like he can come up with ways for you to still experience life and do things in life that maybe, I don't know, like if he's like a painter and he takes you to like a free art show or something, if y'all are into shit like that, or he sets up like a beautiful picnic for you and he cooks and he do all the other extra shit. Maybe. So I guess maybe listen, I don't know, but either way it goes, neither one sounds like super, super appealing to me. So I don't I don't know. What about you?
I'm gonna go with cheap. And the reason why I feel like broke can be like a momentary type thing. It's like at the moment. Um, okay, this person broke. I feel like you can always make money or make more money. You can come up. But I
Right.
feel like cheap is just a personality thing that's like, broke is just like, okay, I don't have it. That's the reason why I'm not spending it. Cheap is I have it and I ain't gonna fucking spend it. So it's definitely cheap for me because I feel like I hate cheap ass fucking people. Like, don't go no fucking word with me and you cheap.
Listen.
Because it just boiled my blood. You over there count fucking coins and I don't want to go here and eat, or we in, Miami or something, you trying to go to Chick-fil-A. Be like, we had Chick-fil-A at the house.
But whoo, child, I can't stand a person like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. That's why I
Like,
hate.
I mean, like, I go if it gotta be like a quick meal, need some food and like right now or something like that, and we gotta go and check in the hotel or something. Okay, cool.
Right.
But if it's something that we sitting like what we gonna eat and we sitting on our phone looking at you like, oh, they go Chick-fil-A who? Girl, you gonna get that Chick-fil-A. Like, I would realize in LA with somebody and they was like, they don't see a catfish here. Bitch in LA. Like, this kind of off topic, but bitch in LA. Catfish? And you right at the ocean and you want some catfish? What the fuck?
You could have ate that at the house, girl. You could have stayed at home for this.
Right. Be like, girl, we should have went to New Orleans. Like, no ma'am. But it's definitely cheap for me because, like I said, it's just the fact that you have the means and you don't fucking do it. Like, get your ass away from me.
My nerves.
Like, that's the worst combination. Broke and cheap. Like, fuck.
I feel like you have to pick a struggle. Like, you can't be both. I'm sorry. Broke and cheap. Like, you have to pick a fucking struggle. Like you said, like with broke, like I can understand because people lose jobs, shit happens. But if you broke and then you also cheap on top of that, nah.
Like, so when I'm sticking around and when you get the money, we still gonna be over here. Oh, no.
Nope. Nope. So I guess that's all we got for relationships this week. Let's go ahead and jump into the new music, books, TV, all of that jazz, reviews, anything like that. What you got this week?
Really just been listening to like Afro beats, like, of course, the big of, the Burna Boys and Outlet and Wizkid, but like just like Apple Music. I've been using the feature, but just like now actually like when you pick one song and then they start just like almost like Pandora. You listen to a song and then they just give you like similar, tunes or whatever. So definitely been on Afro beats. On the darn gone TikTok favorite, the CK song Love. I don't know how to say the other word. That's my shit. I be playing it on repeat. That's about it as far as music. With TV, I watched this documentary. It's called Enemy of the State, and it's about this dude. He was, first of all, his parents had high clearance in the military, both of his parents, and he grew up, still stayed at home with his parents in his mid-20s. He ended up being in the military, high clearance. The government came after him hard, like hard as fuck. So they were basically saying that he was trying to sell the U.S. secrets to Russia. Russia told him, he went to the Russia embassy in Russia and was like, I got information. They told him, okay, you got information. Go home, go to Canada. We're going to have somebody to meet you there. They'll take the information from you. Boom. Get home. He ended up accessing some file and it triggered the CIA. So they're saying that the CIA, the parents is basically saying he's now in jail for child pornography. So they're saying that they framed him on a child pornography because he was selling trying to sell government secrets. Me personally, just watching it, you do have to watch it because it's like, convoluted because he goes to Canada on a student visa and he has to come back. So obviously when you're on a student visa to reset it, I don't know if the US is the same way to reset the visa. You just have to come back into the US and then you can go right back into Canada. So of course the US was waiting on him. He wanted to reset his visa. Boom, they picked him up. Now when he was supposed to be going to jail, he was out on bond. His parents tried to escape to Canada again to seek asylum. Canada was like, nope. When they secured that he wasn't gonna get the death penalty, they told them they had to leave. But me personally, just watching it, I do think he was in the child pornography BS, and it just so happened that he accessed that file. Put them on the radar. I do think the government dealt with him harsh, and they did harm him or beat him or whatever. I think all of those are true.
Okay.
His victims, like they talk to them and they pick them out. And not saying that the government is not fucking shady, but you had already met them before you accessed that file.
Right.
I think the person that produced the documentary did a good side where it didn't necessarily take a side. It was just showing like these are the facts of the case for you to kind of draw your own conclusion of what happened. And I do think his parents were involved as well because they had high parents in the government also. So I think they just put him out to do it because one of the parts of the documentary is they didn't even want to let his attorney alone, late 20s at that point. Why he can't speak to his attorney by himself? So yeah, but it's a good thing to check out. I caught up on another show, Law and Order, and I forget the name of it, Organized Crime. That's the spinoff with Stabler. Last season was a little slow. For anybody that want to check it out, it was a little slow, but it was the first season. This season right here, though, this new season 2, came with the heat. Like I was mad when I caught up. Like you know how you catch up on a show and you be like, "Yeah, damn it, I want to know what's gonna happen." So yeah, but other than that, it was good. Really good show. And then of course I've been watching Judge Mathis during my workday, which is probably not the best. Because I just watched it so much, I just started dreaming about him calling people crackheads. So yeah. But it should be so funny how he say crackhead. Every time he call somebody a crackhead or accuse somebody of smoking crack, I just laugh because it's hilarious. Okay. But yeah, that's all for me. How about yourself?
So again, since it's been a little bit since we've been on, I checked out Summer Walker's second album, Still Over It. So I feel like I'm gonna get hell for this, but I ain't like it. I didn't like it all that much. I like the first one better. I just feel like I don't know, like if it's like I don't know how to describe it, but I just feel like with Summer Walker, like when I was listening, I don't know. I just you know what? No, let me scratch. I do know how to describe it. You know with Mary J. Blige. Mary J. Blige ain't even like the best singer in the world. But like when she sang a record, like I felt that shit. Like you remember when she did I'm Not Gonna Cry? Like you felt that shit. But like with Summer, I don't know if like I just didn't with the records, like her voice and what she was like, I didn't connect with the pain. I'm sorry, I just didn't connect it. It just wasn't my favorite. I liked her first album better. The second one was not my favorite. She had a couple little bops on there, but it didn't do it for me. Not the way Over It did. Over It still to me was better, but I get it. You know, I know why people liked it. You know, especially if you going through some shit or if you on your fuck nigga shit, like I get it. But still, like I said, my biggest thing is I just don't her voice and Summer to me is not a terrible singer. She's a good singer. She's a decent singer. I just feel like her voice, it don't connect with me in terms of like with the pain. Like I said, the best way I could describe it is just to think about Mary J. Blige. You know what I'm saying? Because again, I don't even think Mary J. Blige is the best, especially having seen Mary in concert. And I'm gonna just keep it a buck. You remember when we went to Mary concert? Mary didn't sing that whole fucking the audience sang for Mary that whole show. So that should just let y'all know some shit. But no, I feel like with Mary though, when she do a record, like you feel that shit. Like you can feel the pain when she sing her shit. And like I just don't get that with Summer. Like I don't feel that. So that's why I didn't really like it that much. Also, I'm checking out the Silk Sonic album. I know it's only 9 tracks. I should be done with it. I should be finished listening to it. But y'all gotta understand, like when I listen to music, sometimes I'll either go all the way through it and then come back to it, or I'll just like listen to a couple tracks, come back, listen to a couple tracks. Especially if I like it, I'll break it up because I enjoy it. Like I like Bruno Mars, I like Anderson .Paak separately, and I like them together. So I don't mind like coming through. I knew it was gonna be a vibe for me that I was gonna enjoy and like. So I haven't got through all 9 tracks yet, but I'm enjoying it. But I expected to enjoy it again because, like I said, I'm a fan of both of them separately and together. I enjoy their music. They make me laugh, and they do good videos too. Like they're creative. The shit makes me laugh. That smoking out the window video is funny as fuck. I'm sorry when baby dropped on the fucking floor and just laid there. I was like, bruh, y'all are extra as fuck. But so yeah, that's my take on those 2 albums. In terms of TV, I will say I've been checking out Insecure. I feel like we should save Insecure since we're already it's Insecure. What is it gonna have? Maybe 8 episodes? Maybe. What do they normally have? 8 or 10 episodes? I don't know.
I want to say, is it? I don't know. I feel like 10.
Okay,
but I don't know. 8.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not a lot of episodes that they have, and I feel like we're at the midway point. So we might as well save it until the end of the season, and then we'll do like a full review of Insecure. Nonetheless, I will say my only critique right now, is that for this to be the last season, I don't know if you feel like this or not, but it ain't hitting this like the way it used to hit. Like I'm not as impressed with it. Like I'm just like, this is the last season and this is what y'all coming with? Like y'all ain't came hard enough for me yet. I don't know. Anyway, but we'll see. There's still a couple more episodes to go, so I'm gonna keep going with it. I've been watching Queens on ABC. I know I was heavy on the critique after the first episode, but it's picked up and it's been really good. I still don't really like the pacing of the show. The pacing still bothers me, but it's a good show, so I'm enjoying it in terms of that. And yeah, that's pretty much it on my end in terms of books, TV, music, and all of that jazz. Anything else on your end, Falan DeAnn?
Nothing else for me.
All right, so I'm going to very quickly jump into the nerd moment of the week. And this week is just a couple of quick hitters. Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg's Uncharted trailer has hit. It's been out for a couple of weeks. Well, at least a week or two. Uncharted obviously is a very popular video game. If you haven't played it, it's super fun. I enjoy it. But the movie looks interesting. Also on Batwoman, Nicole Kang, I feel like I'm saying her last name. I can't remember. Kang, something like that. She has become the first Asian actress to play Poison Ivy, even though it's only temporary because she's not the real Poison Ivy. She's just been infected by one of Poison Ivy's vines. It's still an epic moment. Again, if you're not watching Batwoman, again, please check it out because they are really trying to get the Black folks up out of here. So support the show if you can. Also, Eternals. It's already hit movie theaters. It's been at the top of the box office for a while now, even though it was panned by critics. So it's one of the worst rated Marvel movies to date. But apparently the people who went to see it enjoyed it. I haven't seen it yet. I'm probably going to wait until it's on Disney Plus to check it out. But because it was another one of the Marvel movies that I just wasn't like the story. I wasn't like interested in seeing. I feel like if you're going to give me an ensemble team, the ensemble team that we all want to see is X-Men. Like we don't give, I'm just be honest, I don't give a fuck about the Eternals. I want to see the goddamn X-Men. So Marvel, please give us the X-Men. But nonetheless, the people who went to saw it enjoyed it. So there you have that. And also on the CW, Armageddon has kicked off. Flash season 8 starts off obviously with the 5-episode Armageddon. It has kicked off. It kicked off on Tuesday this week. I'm enjoying it so far. I liked the first episode. Hopefully, season 7 was a tragedy last season for the Flash. So far, so good. I like the level up that Iris has, having her whole media company now. Successful Black woman. Come on, I'm with it. I love it. Enjoy it. And yeah, that's it for me in terms of the nerd moment of the week. And yeah, that's all I got this week. Anything else for you, Falan? All right, well then I want to thank you guys per usual for checking us out, listening, being patient with us, and we will see you guys or talk to you guys next week. Good night, guys.